All right, I'm hitting the record button. I told you guys we would get started at 9:10, so I want to make sure that we don't go late. um, but yay, I'm so excited that we're all here together. I missed you all last week. It was weird not to get on and like see your faces and talk. So I'm just going to go ahead and mute everyone. If you have questions or you want to say anything, feel free to unmute yourself. I'm going to share my slides. I want to give a shout out to Heather Wallace, even though she's not here, because she's going to be going Emerald on Thursday, you guys. I'm so excited for her. She's here. Heather, you just got here. She messaged me on Tuesday night last week, and she was like, all right, I'm going to make this happen. This is what I'm going to do. And she freaking made it happen, you guys. And so I love that she made her decision and then she just went for it. And so I really want to shout Heather out. And she's at Success Club 4, one more person, and she'll be in Success Club for this month. Elizabeth is also at 4. We have a couple of people with 2 points. I don't have it pulled up right now, but there are just lots and lots of lives being changed on our team this month. So I'm really, really proud of you guys. Okay, so tonight we're going to be talking about inviting, and there's lots of different kinds of inviting. There's, obviously social media, like public inviting, there's call to action posts, there's private messaging, there's relationship building, free groups, challenge groups, coaching opportunity, all kinds of different ways to invite. But tonight, I just want to talk about a funnel that you can funnel your market through to make inviting feel really, really organic and get rid of that icky, oh, I don't like this, the way that this feeling, if you know what I mean. So, so we're going to be talking about a funnel, but first, I just want to talk about lists, okay? So I keep hearing over and over and over, I've been doing a lot of personal development, listening to calls on inviting, because I know that that's the scariest part of the business for a lot of people. And what I hear over and over and over again is if you don't have a list, you don't have a business. And inviting is pretty much our entire business. Inviting is how we get people into our pipeline. Inviting is how we get people's eyes on our social media. Inviting is how we it's how we make money, right? And ultimately, although the heart of this for every single one of us is to help people, the heart of this for every single one of us is to help change people's lives. It's also to make an income, right? I would do this for free, but I'm so grateful that I get to make such an awesome income doing this. And so here's where the problem arises. For some reason, we think of inviting as this big, scary thing because people are going to have objections, right? We don't want to be salesy. We don't want to weird anyone out. We don't want to feel icky. We're afraid, that somebody's going to reject us. And something I think that we forget when we are talking to people is that literally the entire world runs on sales. We use that word and we say, I don't want to be salesy. But when it comes down to it, everything in our life was sold to us by someone. Everything. The house that we live in was sold to us by someone. Our realtor showed us our house and they were like, these are all of the awesome things about your house. And we rejected 30 houses before we found this house that we wanted. And we had objections to those other houses. And then we found this one and we loved it. So my house was sold to me. The bed that I sleep in was sold to me. This desk actually was a gift from my parents, also from high school, along with my crappy chair that I'm sitting in that I showed you guys a minute ago. But the clothes that I'm wearing, my water bottle was sold to me by Marshall's for $12, you guys. Really good deal on water bottles at Marshall's. All of those things were sold to us. Food is sales. The bills that we pay in our house, all of that is sales. But for some reason, there's this negative mentality, with I don't want to sound salesy. I don't want to be salesy. And I don't want to be salesy either, and I don't think I am. But we have to get over that idea that sales is a bad word. What we don't realize is that literally every single decision that every single corporation makes in their marketing strategy, like the billboards that we see up on the wall, the signs that we see at Target when we walk in, even like the label that we see on the things that we use, every single one of those is designed to combat our objections. And side note, this is why we need to address objections in our posts publicly, right? But every single thing that we see, even if we don't think it's sales, someone has, sat behind a desk, they've decided who their market is, who they're talking to, they decide what that market cares about, and then they start strategizing and trying to show that person why that product will be beneficial to their lives, right? So, when you walk into a store and you see the shoes that are 20% off, and you see the bikinis that we're all trying to get fit for right now, except for Priscilla and I, who just know that we're not going to be rocking bikinis right now in life. And Heather too. Heather, I'm sure, but you know what? All of us will probably look awesome in bikinis right now, but 9 months pregnant me is not going to do it. So, all of the sweet baby clothes that we see, all of those things, like you walk in and you see that shoes are 20% off, and you're not automatically offended by that, right? You're not automatically like, oh my God, they're trying to sell me a bikini for 20% off. No, but you're still probably not going to buy that bikini because you already have 4 and you're 9 months pregnant, and you're probably not going to be wearing it, for a little while, right? There's an objection right there. So if that's the case, if you're not offended by the bikinis being on sale at Target, then why do we get hurt when people, are giving us objections? Objections are natural. Say it with me. Objections are natural. Think about the last time that you chose a cell phone, okay? Like the last time you went shopping for a cell phone, you went to the cell phone store and you looked at all of the different kinds and you were like, okay, well, that one has a really great camera, but it doesn't have great memory. This one has, this one comes with a screen protector, but I know that the company is really unethical with the way that they do their business. You have all of these thoughts that you go through. And then finally, after you go through all of your objections in your mind, you come to the decision of which phone you want to buy, right? So, everything that we do, we have objections. They're normal. And so when someone objects to what you're offering them, it's normal. When someone says, that seems really expensive for a bag full of powder, can't I just get a, $30 protein powder at GNC? Like, that is normal. That doesn't make you a bad coach. There's nothing wrong with you. They're not rejecting you. It has nothing to do with you. So number one, most important thing as we go into inviting is that objections are natural and normal. It's not a rejection of you. It's simply a normal reaction to, the metaphorical screen protector that comes with the cell phone that you want to choose. So don't take people's objections as a reason not to invite them. Don't take their objections as something that scares you into not offering them something that's going to change their lives, okay? So, now, do we all agree that objections are a natural good thing about life? Yeah, okay, cool. I can only see Priscilla's face, but I'm going to assume that everybody was like, yeah, I agree. So, okay, I see Leah now, and she's nodding. Cool. So, first, before we go into our inviting, number one thing, we have to detach our emotions from this. We have to detach our emotions. Let me see if this is, okay, yes. We have to detach our emotions. We have to promise ourselves that we have zero emotional attachment to whether or not they say yes or whether they completely ignore you. We have to promise ourselves that the goal is not to get a yes. The goal is not to make a sale. The goal is to provide our prospect with an education and understanding about what we're offering so that they can make an informed decision on their own. The goal of this inviting funnel that I'm going to teach you is to make a friend and find somebody who you're going to connect with and who's going to add value to your life and you're going to add value to their life. So, maybe that person's strapped financially right now. Maybe they aren't ready and won't be successful right now anyways. Maybe they think this is a scam. Who cares? Detach your emotion from it, because you know in your heart of hearts that this is a huge opportunity to get healthy and fit and to change their life. And that's a gift. And you are giving them a gift. And second, you got to have fun. You got to love this process. You have to fall in love with what we're doing, because how many people get to make a living from home, making fun graphics, getting on our hobby horse and talking about Toxic Tuesday and, getting fit, drinking chocolate for breakfast, and running an awesome group where everybody is in love with each other. Everybody is inspiring each other. Everybody is like just having a blast together. I get to make an income doing that. I get to make a full-time living, making twice as much as I made full-time teaching, doing that. How awesome is it that I get to invite people into that? It's freaking awesome. So, have fun. Remember what you're inviting people to. Be yourself. Don't weird out and become a different person when you invite. That just makes things awkward, right? But share your passion, share your enthusiasm, stand up, walk around, smile when you're talking to them. Even if you're like texting them, still smile, because that passion comes across. And then third, consider your posture. If you are not, truly committing to your workouts, if you are not truly drinking your Shakeology every day, if you are not truly following the portion fix, and Leah, I know you can't do your workouts, but like maybe To Be Mindset would be something amazing for you. If you're saying, I'm going to give this a month and see where it goes, I promise you it's not going to go anywhere. I promise you your posture is going to be terrible and people are not going to trust you because you're not even convinced that this is a gift, right? But if you just go into it with like, all right, this is going to be awesome. Everybody I invite is going to, is going to be blessed by what I have to offer, then, it's not going to work out for you. But if you go into it with that positivity, then it absolutely will. Okay, so blah, blah, blah. Objections, posture, all that stuff. Now we're actually going to talk about the funnel and working people through this in a way that's just going to feel freaking awesome. So number one, remember, if you don't have a list, you don't have a business. And so step one of this inviting process is just starting your list. And so we're going to talk about that. So hold on, let me make sure that I didn't miss anything. Okay, step one. Oh, I see the chat box. Yes. Exactly. Leah says, I still work out. I just do a very easy on my body program, and the shake melts fat even when I don't exercise heavily. Yes, that's very true. So, okay, step one. You are, okay, and by the way, I have a graphic that I'm going to share in the team page when this is done. So you're going to have all of this information on like a one-page graphic. So step one, you're going to find 5 people and you're going to add them to a list. Okay, you're going to write their names down. And then you're going to like and comment on a few of their posts. And boom, those people are added to your list. You don't even have to message them yet. You're literally building your list 5 people at a time. And if you feel like, okay, 5 people is just too crazy for me for one day, add 3 people to your list. All that matters is that you are consistently adding people to your list every single day. Because listen, I promise, if you don't have a list, you don't have a business. If you don't have a list, you're going to go into your power hour every day and be like, what do I do? Who do I talk to? I'm supposed to invite? Oh my gosh, this is so scary. And it's going to feel really icky, because you have no idea where you are or who you're talking to. Expanding your market and keeping track of the people you're connecting with is important. So you've got to be confident that if you connect with someone, if you've gotten to know them enough to where you just know you're going to vibe together and you're going to get along, then you can invite them in such a way that's like, so we've been talking for a while and you're kind of my favorite person in the universe now. So you have to join my group because it's full of all my other favorite people in the universe. And that's what this is going to create, okay? So step 1 is adding 5 people to this list. And quick little aside on this, public invites on your social media are an amazing way to to see who has their eyes on your stuff, but they are not enough on their own. They're not enough on their own. Because think about this. First of all, anytime you post something on your social media, between 10 to 20% of your market is going to see it. That's not very much, right? 10 to 20% is not very much. But and so that's the first thing. And then second of all, think about when someone puts an open invite to something like barbecue at Kat's house on Friday, everyone's invited. People are going to see that and be like, oh, but I'm not really invited. That would be awkward. I can't show up to that. I don't want to be that awkward person who shows up and they're like, oh, you're here. Who invited you? Even though they see hey, party at Kat's house, everyone's invited. We have to go that extra mile, right? We can't wait for people to comment on our call to action posts. We can't wait for people to start flocking to us. Even though there are going to be people who come to us, for the most part, we have to go that extra step and let them know hey, I'm not sure if you saw, but there's a party at my house on Friday and I would really, really like it if you came. Same thing with our call to action posts, okay? So in that step 1, you are literally finding those people who you're going to reach out to and just adding them to a list. Okay, then step 2, you're going to comment and on their posts. Again, just 1 or 2 posts, nothing crazy, no message yet. And this is going to put you on that person's radar. And if you've done a good job actually looking for people who you would connect with, like today, you guys, oh man, I'm in this Crunchy Moms group and someone posted about hey, raise your hand if you kicked your Keurig to the curb and tell me what you are using now. Those are my people. They're that entire thread is full of my people because all of them care about the fact that Keurig is the plastic pods. I'm a freak about that stuff, you guys. I'm a freak about that stuff. And so all of those people care about that. And so I automatically have something that I can connect with them about. And so guess what? I added 5 of those people to my list today. Just 5. I'll add 5 more tomorrow. I don't need to, keep adding all of them. But anyways, if you've done a good job finding your people, then this process is going to feel really organic. So, so when you take it to step 2 and you comment and again, no message yet, then, this person is probably going to see that you're liking and commenting on their stuff. And they're going to be like, hey, I think I like this person. And they're going to check out your stuff. And their eyes are going to be on your posts. And they're going to be digging your vibe just like you dig their vibe, right? Okay, so then 2 days later, boom, you hit them with a super genuine, super kind message. It can be a question. It can be a hey girl. It can be a compliment. Everybody loves a compliment. Everybody loves, when people are interested in them, be inquisitive. They like to be liked, right? So don't skip this. Private message them, whether you want to or not, on that. So these can be either every other day, every 2 days, or it can be step 1 is day 1, step 2 is day 2, step 3 is day 3, whichever you kind of vibe with. But that's step 3. You send them a message, you connect with them. Step 4, this is pretty simple. If you're vibing with someone, that conversation is going to keep flowing. Invest some time into chatting with that person. Get to know them. The people that I always end up talking with, we're talking about our souls. We end up getting super deep. And that's how I know that I found somebody who I'm, really connecting with. And the other half of the people that I talk to, the conversation doesn't go anywhere. And we're talking about, oh, you have a cat. I have a cat. That's really cool. And we're not vibing with each other. And that's okay. I still shoot out the invite when that step comes. And then I let it be. And, that's okay. It's okay if you don't vibe with everybody. But the people that you do vibe with, this process is going to just feel really, really good. So, okay. And then you guys, step 5. This is the big one, okay? This is like the most important step. Step 5 is where you've got to show up, whether it's raining or shining or there's snow or there's a thunderstorm, whether you're scared or not. Step 5 is the invite, okay? So listen, throw all of the what ifs out the window and just press send, okay? Obviously, like if you're talking to this person and they're like, oh man, I'm going through this really hard time and my dog just died and my car got stolen and there's all this crazy stuff going on, maybe today isn't the day that you invite that person, right? That's okay. But for the most part, you know that planting that seed, sending that invite, that is going to lead to a yes down the road, even if it's a no right now, right? So be brave. Don't deprive them of the gift that you have to offer to them, and don't push this back, you guys. By this day, this is step 5. So this is either day 5 or day 10, depending on how you do this. By day 10, you should be sending this invite and giving them the opportunity to join something. Because listen, the number one reason that you're not hitting your Success Club goal and your income goal and your rank goal is because you aren't sending the invite, because you're getting the conversations going and you're vibing with these people, and then you're afraid that you're going to offend them or something. And so you put off the invite, and you put off the invite some more, and you put off the invite some more, and it never happens. And this is something that you should be so proud to invite to, right? Think about the way that it's changed your life. I think about the way that it's changed my life. And I just think, how could I not invite somebody to this? So even if you're scared, remember that inviting is what's going to create your paycheck. It's what's going to fill your challenge group with people who are going to provide energy and excitement. Inviting is what's going to get people results, right? So don't let it be the last thing that you do. Let it be the first thing that you do, and make it super chill. Hey, you're so nice. I know you don't mind if I ask you this. Complimenting them for being so awesome. How are they going to be mad at you? And then, hey, I'm reserving some spots for my upcoming group. I would love it if we could do it together. If you're not interested, it's totally fine. You providing a way out. Just be super chill with this. Oh gosh, the chat box is going off. Steps 1 through 3. Oh, that's because I didn't put up the next one. I'm sorry. There's steps 4, 5, 6, and 7. Sorry. Okay. And remember, I have all of this for you. So step 5 is inviting. Super simple. You can do this. Okay. Then step number 6, there's 2 more steps, and they're both the same. So step number 6 is following up, right? Because they're either going to say yes, no, tell me more, or nothing, right? Some people are just going to ghost on you, and that's okay. That happens. But no matter what, after you send them that invite, you've got to follow up because you care, right? You care about them. You're not a hit it and quit it kind of girl. You're in this to help people. You're not just going to be like, hey, join my challenge group and then never follow up with them again, right? That just means that we are only in it for the sale. We're not in it to help people, right? Obviously, sometimes we forget about people, and that happens, and that doesn't make you a bad person. I forget about people too. But for the most part, majority of the time, if we can stay organized and use a list, which I'm going to show you guys, then we're not going to be missing people, right? So then in your follow-ups, use the scripts you've been given over and over to continue this conversation, the step-by-step conversation script, the new Instagram script that I gave you guys recently. And if they're ghosting on you, just go like and comment on a few more of their posts. Just, throw them back to step 1 and call it good. And then step 7 is follow up again. This is the kicker. This is where you make the difference. Just remember, you're not bugging them. You're being a pal by making sure that they aren't being forgotten, by making sure that they're not being deprived of the gift that you have to give them, right? And, it could just be that they're afraid. It could be that they are busy and they forgot about your message. So you are doing them a favor by following up. Some good scripts for this are, looks like I keep missing you. Hope everything's okay. Wanted to make sure you saw my message. I know what it's like to read something and then forget. And after they have ghosted on you 3 times, they haven't responded to 3 of your messages, just put them back to step one in like 2 months. And that's okay. A lot of people are going to go back to step one, but they're going to come around. And then you add them to your invited list. You mark when it's time to follow up, and then you follow up with them when it's time. But, you know, okay, sorry, I got lost. Okay. Yeah, okay, that's the end of step 7. So step 1, add 5 people to your list and comment and like on a few of their posts. Number 2, comment and like again, no message. Number 3, comment and like and send a message. Number 4, like and comment, keep the conversation going. Step number 5 is like, comment, and invite. Number 6, like, comment, and follow up. And number 7 is like, comment, and then there's the final follow-up. And I want to show you, where did it go? Oh, I'll have to share it after. I'll show you a list, a tracker list that you can use for this, but we only have 5 minutes. So I just want to ask you guys, if you are inviting, okay, so if you go through this process and you're adding 5 people per day, you're going to be inviting between 25 and 35 people per week. You're going to be connecting with and inviting 25 to 35 people per week. Do you think if you were doing that you would start hitting some of the goals that you've set for yourself? I think that you would. And I think, honestly, that you would start, like, choosing higher goals for yourself and choosing scarier goals for yourself. Because if you are doing this every day, if you are adding 5 people to your list and inviting 5 people per day, then you're going to see that this process is going to work. You're going to see people start, like, expressing interest. And even if they say no, it's going to be for reasons like, I don't have the money right now and I'm so bummed because I really want to join your group. And it's just going to add more belief. So if you're waking up every day and you're like, I have to invite today and I'm not sure who to invite and, you know, I don't know what to do, all you have to do is start at step 1. All you have to do is start. You'll never have that panic of, I don't know who to invite, because you're going to be pushing people through this funnel in an organic way rather than feeling like you have to force it. So day 1, just start with step 1, right? Just start with step 1. And then on day 2, add 5 more people to step 1 and move those first 5 people to step 2. And then on day 3, you know, you have the 3 to do. And you can absolutely do this in an hour a day, less than an hour a day, especially if you are prepared with your scripts. And again, you'll never feel panicked because you'll always have a list of people to engage with. You'll never spin your wheels because you're always just going to be starting at step 1 and, you know, moving down your list. So this is the funnel, and this is a system that I think is really brilliant and really, really works. Let me pull up this little tracker really quick so that I can share it with you guys. And I'm going to share this with you. But your tracker can be as simple as this. It can be as simple as like a spreadsheet where you have their name, you have a place for notes, and then you have which step they're in, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It can be as simple as that. It can be like my tracker that has, let me see. It can be like my tracker that has, should just share my whole screen. It can be like my tracker that has, you know, just a place for invitations, right? But if you're using this tracker, it's super simple. Like, all you have to do is add your 5 people per day. And then, you know, okay, I did step 1 today. I'm doing step 2 tomorrow. I'm doing step 3 the 3rd day. So your call to action tonight, y'all, if I can find it, your call to action is to, first of all, start this process and post a screenshot of some of your invites this week. Oh, and also to do a boomerang with me. That's your other call to action. Are there any questions while I pull up my boomerang? Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. It's my favorite thing every week, you guys. So there's no questions other than Elizabeth asking me to go to the next slide. Sorry about that. Hi, Elizabeth. Hi, Cassandra. Okay, all right. Well, thanks for coming, you guys. Hopefully by next week I'll have a baby and you will be hearing from somebody else. I have some guest speakers lined up, you guys. I'm really excited about it. Okay, I hope everybody has a good night. I will send you the boomerang in the joggers thread. Love you guys.
Wait, I have a question.
Oh, okay. What's your question?
Are we having a call next week? Because it'll be 4th of July.
Oh,
No,
no.
it's the day before. It's July 3rd.
It's July 3rd. I think that we'll